the Knowledge Sharing Series brought to you by the MGK Foundation. Today we are speaking to Sam Muriuki, the owner and founder of Furahia Gadget Stores. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you very much, Antoinette.
Yeah, so maybe we'll start by you telling us a little bit about yourself. Who is Sam, and how did you start Furahia Gadget Stores?
Thank you very much. My full name is Sam Muriuki, as she has mentioned. I'm a young man trying to really make it out here in Nairobi and trying to earn an honest living. Well, to speak about myself is I'm a young man who loves swimming. That's what I do most of my evenings. I play a lot of table tennis, and during the day I enjoy trying to solve issues regarding electronics. Whatever you need. Do you need a new laptop? Do you need a new phone? Do you need a repair that you can't find any person to repair it for you? The small things that by the end of the day you need a reliable person. That's what Furahia Stores does for you. And we ensure that you get happy, as our name suggests. Furahia. That's the basis of our good name. Yes.
So how did you determine that this was the business you wanted to do?
It was not what I had planned to do initially, as per se. I was of the narrative that you have to go to school, get a nice job, and then come out here, get a family, as all of us would have thought to be the line. But after my fourth year in campus, I did a job for a few months, and it didn't materialize as I had hoped to. And I had bills to pay every month. I had issues to solve. So I asked myself, actually, I remember it was about a few years back, is it that I have to wait for someone to pay me money every month for me to pay my bills, to enjoy some just nice living? If I ever get employed again, it was a very hard time by there. I must speak about it. But I remember one day in the evening, I was in my house and I pray. I pray a lot. I told God, I just pray for one thing. Just give me health and give me life. Just give me those two things. This thing I'll tafuta. That's when I decided to, because my background was in telecommunications in campus, so I understood electronics very well. So my philosophy was quite simple: solve one issue. Once someone is happy, they will pay you for it, because actually that's business for me. Just find an issue that people need, solve it, and they pay for it. That's how I found myself in this line. It's been a journey actually for a few years, but it's been a good journey this far.
So once you had this idea in your head that you wanted to go into electronics and solve people's problem, how did you go about establishing the business?
Basically, it was very simple. So at the back of my mind, I knew one thing: I just need to find the person with the need, and I solve the need. So because I did, my colleagues, the people I schooled with, were mostly in corporate organizations, and I knew most of them actually by the end of the day they'll need a new gadget, they'll need a new MacBook, whatever it is. There are places they will never know how to get to. So I just started simply walking into offices, all over Upper Hill. Even if some people see this video, they'll remember me. I used to knock, remember the cold calls. So I'll go to the reception. Actually, it was very simple, because by that time I was very new and naive. So I didn't have like a working website, a proper page or something. By the end of the day, I needed food on my table. I needed to pay bills. And what really sparked it more is, I remember after my fourth year and I was doing the 6 months, I did some work for 6 months, and then it didn't materialize. Okay, the issue was because it's a donor-funded company. So the main issue was my experience levels were too low. My work was good, I must say, but the experience levels didn't add up. So I had to, it didn't materialize. So then I remember I asked money from my folks for a few months, and they helped me out for a month or two. And then after that, they told me, young man, you know what? Kindly, if you're unable to sustain yourself out there, please come back home. Your servant's quarter is here, just come and stay. So here you've already moved out, you're a young man, you can't go back home. What do? And you need to pay your bills. And the bills are becoming... So I decided, okay, fair enough. So actually I started another business initially that topped up to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was that you initially
So the initial
started?
business was, so where I stayed, this is the most interesting part. Where I stayed, it's an apartment. So in this apartment, I discovered all these guys don't have internet. Okay, I know I have background in IT, so I understand internet very well, connections and everything. What do? So I asked for a loan. Actually, it was the HR lady of where I used to work. She was a good friend of mine. So I asked her, just let me borrow this amount. I remember it was what? It's about 100 Gs. And she trusted me because my work was good till then. So I told her, I'll be paying you every month 20K. And then 20K with a profit of 20K at the end of the 100K. So she told me, okay, fine, Sam, I'm not sure about, but she trusted me and gave me the 100 Gs. So I did a very simple thing. Where I stay, my house is the server room. So I just do connections to every house, and every month somebody pays me 2,000. So by a few months, you have a constant 40, 50K every month. So I was able to pay the initial bill, so I was sure I'm able to pay my house bills, and I move around. Then, as a young man, also you have extra bills where you need to hang out and do other things. So that's why I also started building up Furahia stores, because most of the day you can't just be fixing the internet the whole day. But I have to tell you this, I had to work out a plan with my landlord. So allow me to say this, because I don't know his photo. But you're in a corner.
Yes.
So I had one of my neighbors told me, me, normally my checks come around the 15th of every month. I said, okay, good. So an idea hit my head. I called my landlord the following day. I told him, Mr. Boss, how are you? Please allow me. I also get my payments around the 15th of every month. So allow me, I'll be paying by the 15th. So my rent was 15,000 then. So I used to say, on the 1st of every month, I start putting 1,000 aside. 1,000 aside. By the 15th, I have the 15 Gs to pay the landlord. So, and also I started going out to companies, different companies in Upper Hill. I must say Upper Hill, CBD. I did most of CBD. It was a very simple concept. Whether people think about it as a big thing, but it was very simple. I just used to go find a wholesaler it started with very simple things, glass protectors. So I used to come. I come to most of the banks in CBD, they remember me. So I used to come to one of the tellers and find them and tell them, you know what, I have a very good solution for you. So they're all ears. So what I'll do, which one are you using? And they will tell me, it's a Samsung, etc. Okay, so what I'll do, I can see you don't have a protector, and you know how expensive that screen is. Yeah, okay, yeah. So what I'll do, I'll come fix that protector for you here. All right? I'll do a good job. If I don't do a good job, don't pay me. You won't go with my phone? No. I just come fix it for you, pretending to be a client. I fix it for you, and then you pay me. Oh, yeah, okay, I like that. Go bring it. So I come and do a very good job, clean. They pay me my 500, 1,000 bob. After that, after a week, everyone in the bank is calling me, hey, Sam, can you just come do my protector? And then the ripple effect happened. Now we are where we are in Furahia stores. But we're still building, we're still a growing company. We're hoping for greater heights and to do many, many other things. But that's a big.
So what gave you the motivation to decide that you are now going to get into business? Did you have any mentors who had been doing business that you knew about? Were your parents in business? How did you pick up on this business idea? Because it's not something common for people to just decide and say, I'll start a business, especially at that age.
Correct. Thank you. So interestingly, okay, how you say it, between a rock and a hard place. I couldn't get any funding from home, and here I can't steal, and I have to solve issues. But most of my uncles and my other people, my folks also are in business. But if I was to mention, I had a tinge of business early in life, because I remember when I was about 12 years, 12 years is about 12, 13 years, I bought my first phone with my own income. So what did I do? My Paps is a very serious man. He won't give you a coin if you don't earn it. There's no way. I remember he used to ask me for credit. He can't give you a coin. He asked me, can you earn the money? So then I'm starting, how am I supposed to earn money? So I remember one of the first ideas we did back then in our days, around our neighborhood, most people used to have a lot of old newspapers. So what I used to do, we were building something at that time, so I used to borrow the newspapers and say we're going to paint our house, so we need the papers. So we get freely from many guys. So what I used to do, I used to have a bike. Around I grew up in Egerton, actually, in Njoro. So back then, I used to do a very simple concept. I would get the newspapers, and then I would package them in 1 kg format. All right, but I would also do. So the first time I used to sell it for, remember, it was 25 shillings for a kg. Then I discovered actually I'm making a loss. If I do it in quarters, I can sell at 10 shillings. So by the end of the day, my profit is, cumulatively I would do 40 shillings. So that's an extra 15 shillings. So I thought, okay, fair enough. So I used to go to one of the butcheries, one of a friend, and tell him, you know what I'll do? I'll give you some for free. And then let me use your weighing scale to pay to measure these things, and then go around. So in the evenings, I come out and I go around to a mama mboga, to those mamas, nini. I sell them 10 shillings. So by the end of the day, I come with 700 in the evening. So I remember I bought the first Nokia 3310 at 3,500 shillings. So that was, at least I had an idea of actually communicating, because I knew I would sell. From my young age, I knew I could sell. And I just knew, if I find you the need, I will convince you, because I know what you need and how I'll sell it to you. Because you need it. If I find you're looking for a phone, I give you the best price in the market. You wouldn't doubt if you're going to, and I'll teach you everything concerning the phone. I remember also one of the other reasons that made me start that job was I had bought a phone back in my third year. It was a very expensive phone, very, very expensive phone. I had saved all my savings in my internships in campus, and I had known where the suppliers work, where the suppliers are at. I'd really done a lot of research on it, so I knew an idea of how to go about the process of getting electronics. And by the end of the day, everyone would ask, where can I get a good phone? Where can I get this replaced, etc., etc. So initially, that's what I used to do. So when I come to your office, you tell me, okay, fine, you fix my protector so well. Can you fix my screen? I don't know how to fix the screen. Yeah, I'll do a good job for you. I'll do it. You'll love it. And I used to say, don't pay me a dime before. Just trust me. I would even leave my phone sometimes. Keep my phone until I come back. So go research in the market, find a guy who has skilled hands. And before I knew how to fix it. And they will fix it, and then I see the work is excellent because I approve it. I take it back. Young man, you're such a brilliant. That's how it grew. So I fix one, another person, do you know someone I can fix my devices? There's this young man who comes around. That's how I started now.
So you grew your business from the little knowledge you had, as well as the experiences you gained as you interacted with customers. So you found customers had a need for something, you then found a way to find it and bring it to them. And I think the thing I like about your build-up is the convenience you brought to the customers. So don't come to my shop, don't bring me your phone, I'll come to where you are and I'll provide your solution. And then you built your business from there. So how is Furahia Gadget Stores doing today? What are you doing that is very different from what you were doing when you started? What new areas have you gone into as part of the business? And let's talk about that.
Right, thank you very much. So I would say, allow me to go back a bit on that. There's one issue I knew early that really changed a lot of things. Most of the people in the corporate world, they would rather go to proper malls to have the issues solved. So I asked myself, these guys will go pay an extra, maybe even 1,000 more, but because they're in a mall. So I said, okay, fine. How can I get these people to trust me to solve their issues without them going to the mall? So what we're doing differently is, the mall guys will wait for you, right? They'll wait for you. You come over the weekend. Me, I'll come to your office, solve all your issues in your office. I'll pick all your gadgets, have a rider, pick all your gadgets, we fix them nicely, and deliver them back to you. So really, that was a cutting edge for us. Because normally, you're going for a meeting on a Monday morning, you dropped your phone over the weekend, you don't have time to go you're an office person, you don't have time to go to get your phone fixed, but you know a guy that you can trust. And this is the other thing I would say, actually, what really made our business grow is that also we worked with trust and quality. Our philosophy in our business was purely quality. I vowed myself that I will never sell a thing I can't use personally. And I will never sell for my own conscience sake, that in the evening as I sleep, I need to sleep peacefully. I said I will never sell something I can't use. And if I can't use it, I won't sell it to you. So I did more research. So normally simply, business grows very simply. If I sell you a gadget today or something that you need, and it works longer than the other one you bought the other time, you call me the next time you need something. And to be honest, it's truly a ripple effect. You fix something, somebody else calls, because all of us, even if right now you want to fix your car, it doesn't, Antoinette, who fixes your car? You tell, okay, there's this guy, he's good. Call him up, and that's how it grew.
So relying on the word of mouth
is, as they say, is the best marketing. It's the best marketing I know.
Okay, that's
It's the
good.
best marketing I know.
And have you had challenges? I'm sure there have been challenges along the way. It sounds like a nice rosy story. You go in, you do your work, there's quality, people trust you. But have you had any challenges along the way as you built the business, which you'd like to share with us?
Truly, there are plenty of them, loads of challenges. But I would say my point would be number one is, as I said, I was between a rock and a hard place. That meant one thing for me. It's either I make it or I don't make it. But I had actually gotten to a point where I'd said I would risk my life, but I have to make something. If I need to go to Lodwar and do something, I will go. If I need to go to another country, I will go. But I needed to solve issues with a consciousness that I can do something different. So the challenges were, number one, capital is one of the major issues for any growing business. So what do you do as a young person? You're a supplier, I need a service or a product from you. Because normally how a business initially was, I would just come to a supplier, leave my own phone, get your product, go sell it, make the margins, then pay you, then remain with what I was remaining with.
You really trusted yourself, did you?
There was no other option. Antoinette, let me tell you, when you wake up in the morning, you're a young, let me tell you, when you get a few coins, you can enjoy a few things. But when you're young and you need to pay your bills, and your landlord is on your case, so you always create. That's the beauty about business or being out there. The world, actually, I would just say, allow me to say the last thing, is out here, is that most guys don't believe that you can do some things, but solutions are out there. Just think about it, create it. That's what I like about entrepreneurship and business. You find a need, you think of all ways to solve it, and that's why we solve it. So challenge number two, as I was saying, is also the capital thing. Number three is also discipline. Discipline when it comes to managing what you get. Because by the end of the day, there's no sure salary. So whatever you get, you have to manage it. You have to actually reinvest in the business, keep something aside, and also have something to run with. So those are some of the things that you'll really learn on the go. But my point would be, as long as you're determined and you have an outlook, because Antoinette, we were determined. Regardless, you have to eat, you have to move out of yourself. Yes, correct.
So how did you raise capital for you've told us about how the first 100,000 you got from the HR manager at the company you're working at. How have you raised the capital to grow your business over the years?
Correct.
Knowing what our banks are and how difficult getting capital is in the market for SME.
Correct. So initially, I borrowed some money from friends as well, because also by the end of the day, if you have a good track record among your friends, and most of my colleagues were working in good offices and good jobs, so they're making like 200, 300K. Person is staying at home. They can lose you 100K Apple and then you use it. So I started building capital pole, and okay, initially, whatever amount you're able to make, you save as much as you can. You put aside. Also, you work with circles initially. You save up with your circles for a while. They top you up when you need something. You repay back. Also, banks really help. If you have something that's really pending and you've built your credibility with the bank, and you have a good account manager, they're able to loan you some money for a project and you pay back. Those are the stepping stones that you use to be where we are.
How did you know about SACCOs? Because, there's a certain generation of people that SACCOs is not a big deal for because it's not a sexy thing. SACCOs are not sexy, so we'd rather not put our money there. So how did you get to learn about SACCOs and how they can, be a platform for capital raising?
Interestingly, at home we discuss all these things. In the evening when you're home, you'll say, why don't you use a SACCO? Why don't you use a bank? Those are suggestions you're given at home.
From your parents?
Yes. So by the end of the day, as you grow up, you'll know there's a SACCO, there's a bank to work with. Yeah, so it's something that always been there. Yes.
Okay. So in terms of growing your business, where do you see Furahia Gadget Stores in the next 5-10 years? Do you see yourself expanding out of where you are currently?
I love that question. I was waiting for it. Thank you. So we're looking at what we're trying to do actually, God willing, in a few years, is to be able to be, when you need a gadget, when you get excited, actually one of the taglines you use is an emoji, a happy emoji. Because when you need a new phone, by the time, like 5 years, 6 years, you need a new gadget, you need a new phone, just think about Furahia, okay? Because we're giving quality service from the onset, through the service work, till even when you need to trade in your gadgets. So you're looking to offer services, not just locally, even internationally, but also you're broadening our fields in other areas as well. because our technology is also improving in many areas. So you're trying also to working with cloud services as well you're working with companies also for other issues. So you're coming as, because also our background was very good in networking and systems. So you're solving issues not just in gadgets only, but you're coming as an entity. So if you come to your organization, you're coming to offer you networking services, programming services, and gadget services. Because by the end of the day, all these things use the internet. So you're trying to work with the internet as a whole. Whatever you have in your company that needs internet connection, that's where we come in. That's our growth plan. And the internet is the future. So if you work closely with the internet,
then you are the future.
I wouldn't say much, but that's quite true, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much. So if we were to summarize now to talk to the young entrepreneurs coming up today, you're operating in a highly competitive environment, as in that gadget space. Everywhere you turn, there's somebody selling gadgets, there's people offering internet services. So what advice would you give to people getting into that space that's highly competitive, and yet you're still able to grow your business in that same space? What are the 2 or 3 things you would tell entrepreneurs in this space, especially young people coming up today, in terms of how to build their businesses?
Excellent. Off my head, I would say 3 things. 1, find your niche. Find something you enjoy. You see, the thing is, if you call me at 4 a.m. back then to come and fix your phone by 6, I would wake up because it was exciting. And that's the problem I see now with our generation. We're working with things we don't enjoy. You're trying just to make an end. That's why I decided I won't get employed that time, because I knew I was working just for the pay, but I don't enjoy. And then that time I was 22, 21, I'm young. So I thought, let me just create things I really enjoy to do. So the first thing I would say for any young person, do something you enjoy. Because it will be the edge for other people. If I enjoy what I do and I do it so well, you just can't come today and beat me. Because you are coming in for the money. Me, I'm coming because I enjoy what I do. I know the quality, I know the research, I know what to do. So number 1, for any entrepreneur, find a line you enjoy. That's the number 1. Number 2, go in and go hard. Don't be remorseful. Just try. The thing is, okay, sorry, nothing against our education system, but there's a narrative whereby you just need to get an 844 schooling and then come out here and get a job. And it doesn't work like that. Actually, one of the hardest things was the paradigm shift between employment and business. It's actually a mind. Out here we come every morning. You don't know where you'll make the shilling today, but you just come in faith. So I'm saying number 2 is go in, go hard, do your thing correctly. Number 3, I would say integrity. I think that's the best thing that would work for you out here. That someone knows, by the way, you know what, I can trust this guy. Because that's what our market doesn't have nowadays. I would easily change something for you just to make a few coins. And I've always told my clients, that one we cannot do. I know you can get it in the market for this price. Even I know the market rate. But I tell them, just get this, try this for a few months. If it doesn't, I will refund, full refund, if it doesn't work for you. So those are the main things I would say. Integrity is key. Do your thing correctly, do your research. It may cost you more, but by the end of the day, if you buy something once and it works, it will go back. So integrity is key. That's my main. That was what has worked for me.
Thank you very much. And if somebody were to ask you today, were to offer you a high-paying job as an employee, what would you say to them with respect to the experience you've had in entrepreneurship? Would you take a career in employment over entrepreneurship? And if so, why?
That's a very interesting question. I'll smile on it. But the point is, where we are, and I also tell my teammates, is if a company wants to get us on board, we would work alongside each other. All right? Would come as our store, our company, and then their company. We have our terms and conditions, and we work alongside each other. But you cannot be employed, but I cannot be employed. No.
You have tasted the flavor of entrepreneurship.
Let me say, not quite per se, but the freedom that you get when you're out here, and you get, I say even for young, as you were asking initially about young entrepreneurs, when you're young, I would say you have a lot of time to research on many things and risk many things. So I think that's the best time to try new things. Because even if, for example, somebody was to get employed, you can risk 10 years from 22 to 33 and still get employed and still manage. but you tried something different. And that's my point, actually, Antoinette, if you allow me to say, is when you created me, my faith and what I believe is, you're not just created to exist. Try something new. At least say, when I was in the world for 50, 60 years, I tried this. At least I know 5 ways this thing can't work, 5 ways this thing. Because I didn't want to get to the rut of, okay, fine. So you're 25, 28, 29, you're married. Okay. 35, you're buying a house. No. Try something different. So employment for me, I would say, is we're looking even our company to hire more people to work with as well. So we're offering employment to other people. But if in the event that we need to work with a company, we would work alongside each other on our terms and conditions. We improve each other. We're not coming to be per se, as you'd say, employed. No. I want to add one more thing, which is key. I would say all those things that look rosy, but there's one thing I want to say. On the fourth thing you asked me about, faith. I would say faith is key. That you need to have faith in your maker. It really helps when things are tight out there. That you have someone you can. I used to shed some tears, to be honest. And I would talk to my God, and I know He has guided me this far. So I would have to acknowledge Him and give Him the thanks and praise.
That's important. Then what's the origin of your faith? Is it your parents, your upbringing?
Correct. I grew up in a very spiritual home. Christians, actually, we are. And I grew up, and it has really helped who I am today, because it's the basis of who I am. And there's no Sam Muriuki minus my faith. That one is key for me to mention. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sam, for sharing your experiences with us, and for giving us some gems that entrepreneurs can learn from. So there you have it, entrepreneurs, the value of trust and integrity in running your business. So see you next time for our next interview, and take your time to interact with us on www.mgkfoundation.or.ke. See you next time.